Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Today is April 19th, 2025, and we are looking at Proverbs chapter 19. Yeah, my rubber band just broke. Interesting, huh? Well, you don't care. I understand. You don't care if the rubber band on my beard broke. I just happened to notice it because I'm looking at myself in the face, and the only time I do that is when I'm talking to you. So it is Proverbs 19. We're going to look at verse 11 today. Proverbs 19, verse 11, and it says this: "A person's insight gives him patience, and his virtue is to overlook an offense." Have you ever dealt with someone who is really difficult, who always changes their mind, who is always got a plan? They communicate the plan, and you implement the plan, and then in the last minute they say, "I love all of that, but change it." Yes, it happens all the time in our lives, doesn't it? You might even be that person. I love all of that, but I've been rethinking it, and we probably should do it this way. I have done that to hundreds of people. I have people do it to me all the time. I'm working on several projects with embroidery right now where people have changed up their thought processes with me. And then I've got other people that are just really easy to work with. So how do you deal with that? Well, you can get upset, you can get frustrated, you can say, "Look, this is how it is, you need to just go with this, or, go find somebody else." Yet, I'll be honest, that's me more often than not. God's been teaching me some lessons over the last several years, and one of those, I didn't even realize until I was reading this morning, is actually wisdom. Person's insight gives him patience, and his virtue is to overlook an offense. You see, difficult people, more often than not, know, but they have that quirk, just like I do, but different. Because it's a different quirk, I struggle to understand it. But a person with insight can have patience because they start to understand what it is. I'm going to tell you a secret. You can't have insight without the Holy Spirit. I mean, you can gain some knowledge by asking people questions and getting to know them and working with them long enough. You can gain that. But when you get insight from the Holy Spirit, you can go, "Oh, okay, this is how I need to interact in this situation so that I can move forward." It gives me patience to deal with it. But it also gives me the ability to overlook an offense. Today, I have the opportunity to do that in multiple occasions. One of them is me. I have to look at myself and have insight. I'm going to be working on my truck today. And I know me. My wife knows me too. She's going to stay inside unless I call her out to help because she knows me. That's helpful because when I get frustrated, sometimes I lash out. And it's better for me to lash out at the tire and just scream and yell at it than it is for me to scream and yell at my wife, who happens to be standing right there. And I'm not mad at either one. I'm just frustrated because why can't it be easy, right? Well, other individuals that we interact with, we need to have those insights as well, right? And I am learning that the Holy Spirit will give me the insight I need to have the patience and the virtue to overlook those offenses so that we can be on the same page and accomplish that work, right? And so, what are you going to do today? If you run into an occasion where you're offended or you're running short on patience, maybe today the Holy Spirit will remind you, just ask me for the insight about their quirk. It will give you the patience. See, people say don't pray for patience. God will give you an opportunity for it. Well, God gives you opportunities for patience all the time. You just don't recognize them unless you ask. But how about this? Instead of asking God for the patience, ask God for the ability to see. And that will give you the patience. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.